Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. First of all, I think we can start in 5 minutes just to give time for people to attend the session. So we'll start at 9:05.
Okay.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I think we can start. Okay. First of all, thank you everyone for your time today. Thanks for your time for attending the session. I think it's good to know that people actually have interest in design thinking and digitalization. So just to introduce myself, Assalamualaikum and a very good morning. My name is Al-Qarni. I'm the business coach, your business coach for today. I'll be talking about the fundamentals of design thinking and digitalization. So before we begin, let's just do a bit of housekeeping. So basically, if you have any question, just let me know, or you can actually type on the chat function. And also, after this session, we'll be having a discussion. I'll state out a problem statement, how we can actually solve the problem together from the fundamentals that we have learned today. And also, I'll be sharing. We'll be doing a bit of quiz, so there will be a quiz by the end of the session. I will provide the link and the code to access the quiz for the quiz functionality. So due to COVID-19 situation, we have to do this session virtually. So I hope everyone stay safe and please take care of yourself. And always remember that if it's not essential to go out, please stay at home. So a bit of quote here from Steve Jobs that in terms of innovation, design thinking is a bit is part of design thinking is a part of innovation process. So Apple, they always talk about innovation. They see innovation as their main priority when it comes to product development and research and development. So a bit of words from Steve Jobs is that we're here to put a dent in the universe. We are meant to innovate as human beings. As human beings, we are meant to innovate. So basically, we've seen a lot of technological advancement. We've seen a lot of software development. We've seen news about AI. We've seen news about virtual reality. So a good thing about today's topic, we'll be talking about the process of innovation, which is design thinking. The first step of having the idea actually will be moved into some sort of a prototype, some sort of a immediate solution to specific problems. So just a bit of background about myself. Basically, I've been in project management for 10 years, project management and digitalization for 10 years now. I've been in the IT industries. I've mentored startups as well. I've been in startups industry as well. I've also been in oil and gas and telecommunications. So 10 years of experience in different industries of mainly for ICT projects. So I graduated with Master of Science in Management and Technology. So hopefully, whatever I've shared with you, hopefully today, hopefully it will be beneficial. So hopefully after the end of the session, you'll get something to take home. So today's course outline will be talking about on the introduction of design thinking. Basically the basics of design thinking, what design thinking is all about, how design thinking can actually help to solve a problem statement, how design thinking actually stimulate innovation. And I'll be talking about digitalization, not so much on digitalization. Basically, I'll be talking about the case studies of digitalization, case studies that you are familiar with, that you've seen around, that you basically, you've actually used some of the services and products. I'll be talking about design thinking process as well. We'll run through the 5 steps of the processes, the 5 steps of the process. So we'll run through bit by bit, just to deep dive what each step actually mean. So we'll be talking about that, and also applying design thinking in your business. So how design thinking can actually help your business in such a way that you as a small business can actually apply design thinking to streamline your processes, to streamline your operations, and to make everything seamless for your day-to-day operations. So what is design thinking? Basically, design thinking is an iterative process to understand the users or challenge assumptions and redefine problems. So design thinking actually helps to further understand what are the users' requirements, what do the users need. Basically, if you are a business owner, you try to understand what is needed from the customers. Do they need an online system to purchase your products? Do they need some sort of basically loyalty points to keep your customers engaged with your business? So design thinking is also to identify alternatives and solutions with the 5 steps process. First one would be empathize, to empathize the users, to empathize the customers. Basically, try to understand where your user is coming from. The second step would be ideate. So this is once you understand where your user is coming from, how do they feel, what do they think. So you start to ideate a solution. You start to ideate the alternatives to your problem statement, how you can actually help them to solve your problems. The third step would be design. So once you have your ideation, you come up with a solution. Basically, let's say you come up with a mobile app to order coffee. So you have a mobile app to order coffee. So you design a prototype. You design a paper prototype, basically on a piece of paper. Have a workflow of your application, and from there you can understand how does your application works. The fourth step would be prototyping. So as I mentioned, paper prototyping and the actual prototyping is different. So prototype, basically you actually create a product at a minimum viable So basically you're creating a minimum viable product at a bare minimum to help your customer to understand what your product is all about. What system are you trying to introduce to your customers? And the fifth step would be test and repeat. So once you have a prototype, you show to your customers, or maybe you try to provide a pilot test to your customer and try to get that feedbacks or try to get data to understand how your customers react to that solution, how your customers behave with that solution. And you try to gather all the requirements, gather all the understanding, and you repeat the process over and over again. So from there, you can actually create a product based on hands-on methods. You don't have to assume. You don't have to assume. You can use assumptions, but with design thinking, you can actually validate that this is what your customers need. So in a way that it provides solution based on approach to solving problems. So you have basically you have a product that actually helps to solve the problems of your customers. It is also a way of thinking and working with hands-on methods as well. So less theoretical, more action, so that from the action that you have made, you can understand customers even better. So with design thinking, it helps to stimulate innovation. Let's say from point A, you can understand that, oh, this is how your customers react. This is how your customers react to a loyalty point, or this is how your customer react to your system. So why design thinking is important? Basically, it aims to solve concrete human needs. So you can understand that this is how your customers feel. This is how your customers think. This is how your customers behave. You can understand from your customers' behavior or market behavior, or you can understand a fraction of that market segment, that this is how your customers behave. And from there, if you keep testing your product to the market, you would understand that there are things that you can actually help to solve the problems. So with design thinking, it helps to tackle difficult problems. So all the difficult problems, such as reaching towards the customers, how to engage them better, how to keep the customers' traction in such a way that having that solution would keep your customers loyal to your business. Design thinking also leads to innovative solutions. A lot of organizations, a lot of startups or businesses, they start to realize that design thinking is very important because it helps your business to be more innovative. You can actually make your processes seamless. You can actually help the operations to be smooth with digitalization. So having a digital innovative solution helps to move your business faster, more efficient. So it helps your organization or businesses to run faster and efficiently. So reduce costs, reduce manual operation. It helps to automate things as well. It helps to automate your businesses to be more agile, to be more efficient. So design thinking is important as well because your stakeholders or your customers or anyone involved in your business has different point of view. So you can see from this comic of tree how you can actually create a product. The customers explain it differently. The project leader would understood it differently. Analysts design it differently. Programmer wrote it differently. So business consultants, of course, they want to make the best out of it. So this is how they describe the product and how the project is documented as well. How the operations work, this is how it works. How customers was built. So they would be built differently, and how it was supported and what the customers really needed. So this analogy of this comic is basically an analogy to software development. From my experience of software development, this is the actual situation. This is the reality of the situation. It's pretty much applicable because in a project or in a product development, each stakeholder see things differently. Basically, your customers see how it is, but your stakeholders see things on the way how they want to see things. So with design thinking, it helps to drive your team members. If you're working on a project together with your team members, or if you're working on a software development with your clients or with your project managers, this is how these real scenario works. With design thinking, it helps to actually get everyone to meet the same objectives, so that you can actually create a good product. You can actually create the best solution out there to get your customers engaged to your business. So just a bit of case studies of design thinking. Instagram, when it was developed, they've used a lot of methodologies. One of the methodologies would be lean startup methodology. They've used business model canvas. They've used different exercises. So design thinking is one of them. So if you could see a success story of Instagram, they made a good revenue this year. So their business model is based on geo advertisement. So if you see on your IG, they would know what you want. If you scroll and you can see advertisement, that it shows that the moment you think of something, or the moment you actually search something, it actually shows that it shows something that you want. Let's say if I search a good t-shirt, Instagram actually shows me a good t-shirt. So basically Instagram shows the solution of Instagram basically to a good tool for photos and video sharing, and also good for businesses to scale with advertisement. So businesses actually use Instagram to let's say for paid advertisement to get more outreach. Amazon is a good example as well. So their business model is basically online marketplace. The solution is actually to reach customers' need from a click of a button, and they can add to cart right away. And by the time you add to cart, you get your product or the items that you bought at your doorstep. So it's with innovation, companies like Amazon, Instagram, they keep on innovating. They keep insights of the customers. They have all the data about their customers, how their customers behave. So from there, they can create a product, the best product out there to meet customers' demands. Netflix is also a good example. So if you're at home with the current situation right now, you're probably just binging on Netflix series or movies. So Netflix is a good example for content platform in online media. Back then, Netflix was they were just a small business that did DVD rental. Now they're one of the biggest content platform out there for subscribers at home. So Netflix has the algorithm to understand their customers. What shows have you seen today? What movies that are within your interest? Surprisingly, I do have Netflix. Surprisingly, Netflix actually suggested me horror movies because I'm a big fan of horror movies. So I can see a lot of horror movies on my dashboard, on my the first page of the homepage of my Netflix account. So basically, Netflix actually suggests what kind of movies you'll be interested, or what kind of series that actually spark your interest. Google is one of the biggest example. So Google, your business model is mostly on search engine optimization. So if you search something, or if you search a local business, it will provide you the details of your phone numbers, address, and your location as well. So a lot of businesses, they sort of set a setting on Google on search engine optimization, so that there will be more engagement with their customers or new customers as well, to get them to actually purchase, or maybe for restaurants owner to get them to eat at their restaurant. So search engine is not just the only service, but they also have online services such as Google Data Analytics, G Suite. G Suite is basically for businesses to set up their official email accounts, and also they also have Google Cloud as well, such as Google Drive. So there are some paid services that a user can purchase as well. Aside from that, Google does advertisement. So they do advertisement on YouTube. So if you see a sudden ads going on your while you're watching a YouTube video, that's one of the examples that Google has. So a bit of understanding of digitalization. So digitalization helps to streamline businesses in terms of transaction, operation, and processes. So it helps to move business faster. It helps businesses to be more agile. So digitalization and design thinking, they're pretty much interrelated in terms of creating a solution for your customers. So with design thinking, businesses can identify the right market and try to solve the right problem statement to create solution effectively. So with good understanding of digitalization, and at the same time, with design thinking applied in creating a digital product, you would have a better advantage to provide a solution to your customers. You have a better advantage to make your business to be more seamless and agile. So a lot of organizations today, they tend to be more agile, more lean, basically to move faster, because problems that are ongoing in today's world, they keep on changing, they keep on evolving. So, but with problem, there comes opportunity as well. So a lot of organizations, or a lot of businesses out there, even startups, they see this opportunity to create a solution effectively to that problem statement. So a bit of case study, as mentioned, search engine optimization for businesses. If you toggle a setting to your search engine, if you sign up for a search engine for your business, users can discover your business on Google, with Google search engine optimization. So just by searching about your business, they would know all the details about your business. And also with if you apply for Google Map as well, you can pinpoint where is the right location of your business. Another Google tool that you can use for to help your business is basically Google Data Analytics. It's a bit high end, so basically it would help to provide insights of your business. It's just think of it like a buff up charts on Excel. So with Google Data Analytics, you can actually understand your business further. If you happen to have your business on Google search engine, or maybe another way to get your customers' engagement, Google Data Analytics would help to provide insights specifically on which period of time that your business would have more customer traction. So 82%, based on research, that 82% of companies correlate creativity and digitalization with business results. So in today's world, a lot of businesses, they go digital. Even small businesses, they would use payment gateways such as QuickPay. In Brunei, we use QuickPay, we use Pocket, just to make things seamless in terms of transaction. So not only that, even small businesses, they use Instagram or WhatsApp, Facebook, just to get customers outreach. Oops, sorry. If you're interested in design thinking, there are tools available online. You could take a look at Miro. So Miro helps to basically arrange your ideas. It helps to it's like a whiteboard. It helps to actually connect your ideas to come up with a solution. There's also another design thinking tool on Google. It's a Kanban board for Google. So I think it was called Kanbanachi. So Kanbanachi actually helps you to prioritize your tasks, what you need to do for today, what you need to do for tomorrow. Kanban board actually helps you to finish tasks rather than starting more. So finish early, start early. So this is the problem statement that we will be discussing later after this session. So we'll have a group discussion later. Just a small discussion on how we might improve F&B small businesses to get more customers. Once after our course, once we have learned the fundamentals of design thinking and digitalization, we'll have a discussion how we can actually help F&B small businesses to get more customers in today's situation. So design thinking approach. We'll start with empathize with the users. So empathizing the users, you can actually use methods such as interviewing your users. I'll explain later what is the definition of extreme users. So interviewing your users, basically you try to understand where are they coming from. How can you help them to reach your business better? So in such a way that you can get insights by maybe you can actually get more details by interviewing maybe a sample of 5 users. Try to understand how you can help them to reach your business better. So another way would be creating a journey map. So with the journey map, you can actually plot how can actually customers. So you can actually sketch things up. How can customers reach your business better? Another way would be 5Ws. So I'll be talking about 5Ws later. 5Ws is actually a good way to understand the whole situation, who are your customers, how they can reach to you, where are they coming from, what is your intention, and so on. So with 5Ws, you can understand more what your customers behavior is all about. So empathy map is a good tool as well to understand your customers better. So I'll be explaining about that more. So most importantly, empathizing your users is basically try to define the problems as much as you can so that you have better understanding about your customers to reach out to your business. So interviewing your customers, interviewing the extreme users. So a good way to understand your customers is basically to try to interview the customers that can be difficult to reach to your business. So you can take a look at two extremes here. Basically, you have to classify your customers from a novice level. So for example, here, a cooking class for young children. So if you want to create a cooking class for your customers, basically you have a cooking academy. You wanted to start a cooking academy business. So in a way that try to understand your customers in two extremes. One is very novice. So a novice customer would be, for example, a cooking class for young children. So that's one extreme. Another extreme would be an expert customer. So you can take a look at a chef at a top restaurant. So looking at these two spectrums, you can understand that your novice customers and your expert customers, they have two extremes of understanding your product. So in the middle, this is where you understand your customers who actually purchase from you regularly, who can understand your business better, who can understand your business just from the first impression. So having all these customers' insights with all the extremes and spectrums, you will get a better outcome, better outline of your product or your solution. In terms of customer journey map, is basically you try to understand how you can actually reach your customers better. Maybe create an awareness of email marketing. So if you create an awareness of email marketing, how do customers can get that information? Or maybe by search engine optimization, as I've just mentioned, organic search, pay-per-click, directory search. From there, they can take a look at where your business is located. Or by reputation. So word of mouth, social media, review blogs and articles. So how do customers actually know about your business? How do they know where you're coming from? Conversion, online booking, website orders, in-store purchase, or just by experience. So having reviews, reviews about your product, review about your solution. So from this customer journey map, it helps to get better insights of what your customers is all about. How do they behave with your solution? How do they behave with your product? So with good understanding from customers journey map, you can actually categorize your customers from novice to expert. You can actually create a database of your customers, how much of loyalty that they have to your product. So from there, with all the insights, you can actually come up with a solution. So with that solution, it will help to improve your business better. The 5 Ws, it's mostly about where, who, why, when, and what. So if you put yourself in your in the shoes of the customers, where do your customers come from? Who are they? Why do they purchase their product? When they purchase your product? What triggers them to purchase your product? So you have to ask these questions. You have to come up with these questions. Where, who, why, when, and what, to understand your customers better. So this is empathy map. It's more to its feeling. It's more to its insights, the customer's mind. There's pain and gain. So if you create a product that actually solves their pain, basically, one of the good example is basically, if I don't have a car, that's my pain point. If I don't have a car, I need to get from point A to point B. But renting a car is expensive. So what you can do is you come up with a solution, share riding like Uber, or in Brunei we have Dart. But with that, you can actually understand, that's the pain point of the customers. Or maybe like with the COVID situation, I want to go out, but it's difficult for me to go out because of the current situation. So what you can do is actually to provide delivery services for your customers. So you provide, customers can actually buy online, and you provide delivery services to their doorstep. So you can basically you actually solve their pain. How do you actually relate that pain points to your customers? By looking into their insights. Once you have all the details, once you have all the data about your customers, what your customer is all about, so you can actually try to understand, what do they hear? What do they see? What do they think and feel? What do they say and do? The same thing as gain as well. So gain would be that makes me feel rewarded. That makes someone feel rewarded. So let's say if you have a delivery service, customers keep using your services. Maybe one of the reward that you can provide is actually loyalty points or loyalty rewards. So maybe a discount that actually helps to trigger customers to purchase more with your services. So with loyalty points, discount cards and all that, or maybe a platform for customers to actually get discounts, or maybe a platform for customers to get your products or services easier. That's actually, and they feel rewarded. That's actually the gain part of the process. So the next step would be ideate. So once you have all the details about your customers, so you can ideate a solution. Basically, what kind of solution that you want to provide to your customers. So you can come up with an ideation in such a way that you have all the data, all the insights, all the understanding about your customers, and you transform that into an ideation. So by understanding once you have all the details about your customers, you've already gone through the empathy, empathizing your customers. You can actually brainstorm the solution, or maybe create a storyboard how you can get your customer to get your service. You can sketch up a process. Let's say, okay, step one, how do they purchase a product online? Maybe they can use a mobile app, or maybe they can access through website. Step two would be they can have login details, make things easier for them, secure payment gateway and all that. So come up with a storyboard to understand what it's like to be a customer. So brainstorming, this is a good way to do analysis of your ideation. Brainstorming is best to do with a team. So you have to work together with a team to come up with a solution, to come up with the idea. So no idea is a bad idea. You just need to fine tune the idea to make it better. So as I mentioned, storyboard. You can actually create a scenario how your customers can reach you better, how your customers can actually understand you better, how your customers can purchase your products or services effectively. So there are 3 tips of ideation phase. The first one would be try to avoid judgments. Just have an open mind. Keep an open mind about your customers. Keep an open mind to the situation, how your customers can reach you better. So just think about how your customers feel. Just think about how your customers see. What is their impression on your business? The next step will be aim for quantity, less about the quality. So in ideation phase, you throw out ideas, you throw out suggestions and all that. More ideas coming, more facts that you can come up with to brainstorm such an idea. So you don't have to worry too much about the quality of the idea at this point of time. It's more of an exercise to actually get your to come up with a solution. So hence why you have to encourage wild ideas. Work together in a team, get feedbacks from your team members as well, to get the right deliverables for the brainstorming session or the storyboarding session. Do you want to take a break? 5 minutes break before we move on? So let's take a break. We'll be back. We'll be back at we'll be back at 9:50. Okay, everyone. Let's start again. So hope everyone had a good break. So okay. So let's start from we just left off. So this is basically another step of design thinking. So this is more towards on the creative side of things, on the design aspect of things. So once you have a solution, basically once you have the idea and the insights of the customers, that's when you try to design a prototype or design a mock-up. So you don't just design something out of thin air, or well, you can design something out of thin air, but you don't just assume based on how you feel. You have to get all the facts and details, what customers actually see. So a lot of innovation, a lot of businesses that focus on innovation, they did a lot of sites, they did a lot of surveys, they did a lot of questionnaires, try to understand where their customers are coming from. But now in today's world, things are more advanced. Facebook has our data. Instagram has our data. So they keep on innovating on how to improve your user experience, or how to improve the user interface of the layout of the application. If you see that Facebook keeps improving their services, it's basically from the insights of your users. Even with Apple as well, if you're an iPhone user, so Apple keeps changing your operating system. They keeps improving their hardware design and all that. It's because it's because of the data that they have, the understanding of their customers. So more data means more innovation, which means more product and more research and development that they can do to innovate and to create more opportunities for your business. So in the design phase, we don't have to create a very detailed design. You can actually build a mock-up designs. If you're a designer, you can if you want to. It's basically up to you. You can actually build mock-up designs, find basically to meet, once you have all the data, all the requirements gathering, all the understanding of your customers' behavior, you can actually design accordingly to the alternatives and the immediate solutions for the problem statement. So one way to do this is actually by using paper prototyping. So paper prototyping is a good method to actually build a software. So the first initial phase of the software development. So from paper prototyping, you can actually see the journey of how your users actually interact with the software. So from here, this is a good example of paper prototyping. You just sketch the app on how it looks like. Basically, you just have a good imagination. Just sketch it out how the application looks like. So you don't have to build an expensive software just yet. You can actually build a prototype. So you can actually show this to your customers, or maybe to your sample users. You can actually show this to your sample users, not to customers yet. Basically, you want to surprise them. So you just show to your sample users, to your friends or family, what do they think about this user interface? What do they think about this paper prototyping of this mobile application? So with paper prototyping, once you have all the details about your customers, once you have better understanding, better idea of your customers, you can actually create an application accordingly based on your customers' needs, based on your customers' understanding. So once you have done your paper prototyping, if you're a software developer, if you do coding, you can actually create a prototype. So you don't want to create, or maybe you can create a minimum viable product, a bare minimum, so that your customers can understand what your product is all about, what service that you're trying to offer to your customers. So a minimum viable product is basically once you iterate, once you keep on developing your software, there's a bare minimum that your customers can accept to actually see that, oh, this is a good software that I can use. So a lot of startups, they create a minimum viable product or a prototyping of their application. They code it. It's either on web version or mobile application. They use minimum viable product to pitch to investors. So they pitch to investors if it's actually good for the investors to invest once they see this is a good application. That's how a lot of startups started their business. That's how Instagram started. Instagram started with photos with geo-tagging. It's like Foursquare, but with photos. That's how they start. But they had to pivot their business into photo sharing instead. So you show it to your investors. This is how the product looks like. This is how you scale your product. So at least your investors have a visual of what your product is going to be. So once you have all the investment money, you know that once you receive the investment, that's when you actually start an actual development, a software development. So minimum viable product or having a prototype is actually good to get a validation from your customers and to get validations from investors as well. Because you don't want to build an expensive software. You don't want to spend thousands of dollars just to build a software and only to find out it doesn't work. So having a minimum viable product is actually good to deliver to your customers or to your investors. This is how your product looks like. This is how your software looks like. That actually can help businesses to improve. So in a way that having a minimum viable product is good to minimize your costs, keep your business lean, keep your business agile, so that you can actually have a good outcome by the end of the day. So basically, that's the scenario of if you're looking into investment. But if you're a business owner looking into getting more customers, you can actually go for free tools. You can use WordPress, you can use Wix or Squarespace. Those tools are actually free. Of course, you have to pay for premium services, but it's actually free to actually visualize how your product looks like. So as I mentioned, that minimum viable product is basically a bare minimum that your customers can accept, a bare minimum that your stakeholders can accept, that this is the actual product. This is the first iteration of the product that can actually serve the market. So no system is perfect, no product is perfect, but you improve over time once you have bare insights, bare details, or bare data about your customers. So as I've mentioned, you can actually use tools if you're looking into building a website for your business. You can take a look at Squarespace, WordPress, or if you're looking into an e-commerce, like online shopping, you can take a look at Shopify or WooCommerce. So these are the tools that are readily available for you to utilize. So with these tools, they can actually help you to scale up your business. Once you have all the customers' details, all the understanding and insights about your customers, you can actually start going digital for your business. So the next step would be testing your product. So once you have a system, once you have the first version of your software, you can actually test your product into the market. Usually they call it as beta testing, so real market testing. So once you have your software ready, you can actually push it to go live, and people actually start using your application. And from there, you can actually understand the behavior of your customers. How do they behave? How many downloads do you have by today or the next 3 months? From there, you can understand that there are things that you need to improve on your software. As I've mentioned, there is no such thing as perfect system. There is no such thing as perfect software, but you can actually improve over time from the software development. So you just have to keep on testing the market. You just have to keep going into the market, just test it out, try to understand more about your customers. Any software will improve over time. So once you have a huge number of users, you can actually improve your software for a better version or better features or more features actually to help your customers engage with your business. So the method here is basically just go out there and test the market and be agile. So it's a term of fail fast and fail early. I think that's what the term is all about. So you test the market, keep testing the market. Once you have all the data, keep testing the market, get the data and test it again, improve over time, improve your application, and test it out again, and go back to the drawing board. So it's all about continuous improvement, things that you can actually improve over time, because market out there, it's pretty volatile. Software market is pretty volatile. Basically, if you're looking into digitizing your businesses using website or mobile application, it's very volatile out there. So you got to keep on improving your system or your software. So I would suggest to, aside from design thinking, I would suggest you to look into lean startup methodology. Basically, lean startup methodology is a good way to understand your business better. How you can, if things don't work, you can actually pivot your business into another way. So it's about being agile. A lot of organizations these days, they're more agile, they're more lean. Basically, you have to keep on. You have to keep your business as usual. You have to keep testing the market. You have to keep getting that market niche or getting that market segment to create more opportunities for your business. So this is because there's no end into improvement. There's no end in software development. Things will keep improving as long as the market evolves, as long as the users evolve. So that's why a lot of big organizations such as Facebook, Netflix, Instagram, they keep improving their services because they have better insights of their customers or better insights of their users. Just for an example, by looking at Apple, we didn't know that Apple would create an Apple Watch, or Apple would create a better MacBook with M1 processor. So things will keep on improving. It's all about innovation. It's all about getting your product out there so that you can actually plan things better. You can actually execute things better so that you get a good outcome for your business. So for today's exercise, you can point out, you can actually share your opinions about how you can actually improve small businesses. We give it about 5 to 7 minutes just for discussion. So I'll give you about 2 minutes to come up with a solution, and then anyone in this chat room can participate to explain how you can actually improve small businesses to get more customers with design thinking and digitalization. So I give you 2 minutes to come up with the solution, just an immediate solution, and then we'll talk about the solution after that. So we'll reconvene again at 10:07. So once we get back, we'll talk about your ideas. So feel free to participate. There's no judgment. There's no such thing as bad ideas. We just talk about our ideas with the current situation. Are you guys ready? So let's talk about your idea. Anyone can participate. Make purchase orders online. Okay, we have one here. Make purchase orders online. Anyone? Share good reviews with your friends and family. Anything else?
Improve their services.
How do we improve their services?
Similar to how a lot of Bruneian apps they have good intentions, but then they don't run very well. Thus, there's a drop in customers. So just the basic operation of an app and how it works could increase customers. That's all.
Okay, sounds good. I have one here. Looking at how social media is used most of the time is a good approach to update social media. Do paid advertising frequently. Yeah, that's pretty good as well. Get on TikTok and make vids or funny videos so it goes viral. Yeah, that's a good idea as well. So viral marketing is very effective as well, just to keep the business trending. Any more? Anyone else wants to participate? Free delivery nationwide. That would be good as well. Yeah, we can do like crowdsourcing for free delivery. Okay, shall we move on to the next activity? Okay, so we have a quiz and quiz and survey of this session. So this is our final activity, just to get just to see how much understanding you have about design thinking. So let me change the let me take it full screen. So go to menti.com. Take out your phone, go to menti.com and enter the code. So I'll give you 2 minutes to set up. You don't have to download an app. Just go to menti.com. So and then you enter the code. So yeah, hold on, connection loss. There's a bit of technical glitch here. Get more users. Yeah. Okay, we'll start this quiz in a bit. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, thanks everyone for your participation in the quiz. Congrats to the winner. So you can actually key in, sorry, you can actually key in, describe 3 words about design thinking. So the most common answers that we have is more towards brainstorming, innovation, being innovative, and marketing. So that's pretty much it. Thanks everyone for your time today. Really grateful for your participation, and I would like to thank YEAB as well as the local implementation partner for Go Digital ASEAN, and also Darussalam Enterprise and Mebans Hive. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time, and thank you so much for participation.
Thank you.